I was about to say good morning, good evening to everyone, and for the second week running, I'm here in the I'm gonna say I've called the commentary box, but it is my own room. But for the stream set, I'm back in the commentary box for X1 for the season finale of this amazing season. Season 7 in the ExA X1 draws to a close, and with that, history has been made. History is also yet to be made, not only in this current season between Jerry and Luca for the drivers. We also have the constructors between Mercedes, Aston Martin, and McLaren. But there's also history still waiting to be made in the upcoming seasons, because Alexei will have to go another season without a driver's title. Not a driver's title, my bad. He'll have to go another season without a race victory. He was within I think, a couple of milliseconds in Jeddah, but it wouldn't matter because he did get, I believe, a time penalty. But him not having a race win just proves how consistent you have to be to take a World Championship. Obviously, he won his only title without a race win, and it has been proper consistency between a lot of them. But all the attention of all the what ifs in this current season, all the attention goes to the titles. The driver title between Jiri van Bezel up against Luca Rapassa, the two Dutch masters of this cinematic season, will go head to head for one final time. And we'll find out which Dutch driver will be crowned world champion of X1 in season 7. Luca Rapassa or Jiri van Bezel, who will go down in the history books as a EXA X1 world champion, and who will have to challenge the next season for glory. But first up, we clearly, right in front of us right now, we have qualifying, which there is a crucial point up for grabs for not only the constructors, but if it's Luca or Jiri who takes it, that could be a crucial point into deciding this world championship. As this Mercedes comes around the final corner, some little track information for you. There's 16 turns, 10 to the left and 6 to the right. The track is 5.2 kilometers long, or 3.2 miles long. We'll have 29 laps around the Marina Bay. Is it the Yas Marina circuit? I always get them mixed up. So we'll have 29 laps around the Yas Marina circuit. Also, because it is 50% race distance, instead of it being 306.183 kilometer race distance, it is 153.0915 kilometer race distance. Obviously, we're in the track of the UAE land of UAE and Abu Dhabi, and watching the Mercedes come through the chicane of where Max Verstappen infamously in 2021 decided to do an almighty lunge on the first lap into Lewis Hamilton, where obviously Lewis kept the corner and nothing happened. Into turn 9 we go as Tom Roberts in the Silver Arrow. He will be setting the benchmark here today in this final qualifying session of X1 in not only season 7 but within 2024. Under the lights in Abu Dhabi, what will our provisional pole time be, or the benchmark and provisional pole time be? Round the 16th and final corner for Tom Roberts, it's going to be a 121.6. Next up, the Scarlet Ferrari of Justin, and he can only go second. Next up will be the Williams of Gabor to cross the line. He can go only third. Then it will be the Aston Martin of the championship leader by 4 points. He now goes onto provisional pole. Next up, the Mercedes of Chris can only go up to 4th, and now around the final corner is Jetta's in the other Williams to cross the line and will only go P7 with 22.9. Around the final corner, Lucas Rapassa will be starting his lap, but around the final corner, Tim Tornemo has invalidated his lap time, which is 22.4, which would have only been good enough for P6. Next up is the other Scarlet Ferrari of Nelu Safu, who goes P7. Then it is the V Cub of Anton, and he can go slowest of the lot with a 24.5. I think next up will be actually Luca Rapassa, who has gone purple in that first sector. Down the not the main straight, the back straight. We go one of two back straights in Abu Dhabi into the sweeping chicane left, and then right. Chris, who has, I'm going to presume, been disconnected from the session, and down the back straight we go with the championship challenger of Luca Rapassa into turn 9. It's purple in the first sector, according to the game. Purple in that middle sector as he swings his way around the swooping left hand of turn 9 through 10, 11 into 12. A little bit more on the rear of the rear there into 13 and then into 14. So outstanding from Luca Rapassa. Round turn 15 towards the final corner of turn 16. What can the challenger do up against Jerry Van Bozel to cross the line? And it is provisional pole for the McLaren by around 0.06 of a second. Around the final corner comes Tim Tornemo to pit and finish his lap. Then it will be, next up should be the other McLaren, I believe, of Jake Dorser. As we wait for some laps to begin, this will be Luca and Jerry's first ever title. No matter who wins it, it will be their first title in this league. They are obviously both a PSGL. Where have I got it written down? I've got it written down somewhere. They are PSGL, PSF1 World Drivers Champions. Around the final corner comes Jake Dowser to start his first flying lap. As we watch this lap, I'll tell you some more information. This is the Season 7 prize pool. $300 will be spread across the 5 divisions. Creator Series, formerly known as Choco League, was started here. And as of today, ExA has hit 1,000 members. So that will be a big milestone for them. I saw Jake had a massive tank slapper on the exit of turn number 5. So for a short summary, Luca's season so far, he started off well with a podium, but after about in the middle of some bad run of form, he obviously had his disqualification in Brazil, which was given to him by the game, not by the stewards. In Imola, he didn't score any points in Imola after an incident with Chris, but he bounced back, and now he's within 4 points of his maiden title. Jerry's season so far, consistent, very consistent. Scored in every appearance he has made this season, clean and calculates the races to perfection. Never goes down without a fight. Missed round 10 in Canada. Luca scored poor, so that didn't really affect the championship. And as I finished that, we watched Luca Rapassa's teammate Jake around the final corners. That will definitely be an invalidation. Oh my god, that's not an invalidation, but it is anyway. P7 with a 22.2. If Jerry gets pole and Luca wins it, and Luca wins with Jerry in second, it's an equal point. They will be level on points, I believe. You've ordered across the line, and he can only go P10 with a 22.9. Ferrari of Justin is on another lap. He's a 10th and a half up. He's purple in that middle sector, according to the game. On board with the Scarlet Ferrari through turn 10, 11, 12. Again, I think all the drivers are using a lot of that curve to help the car slide with the rotation. Through 14, a little bit of a correction. Now it's going to go wide. That's probably going to invalidate the lap time. Yes, it is. The Scarlet Ferrari will have a lap time invalidated. Next up should be Tom Roberts, who has also been invalidated, and it should be the Aston of Jerry, who has also invalidated as well. Next up should be Chris, who hasn't invalidated, making our way through the twists and turns of Sector 3. Into turn 16, we go with Chris. What time can he set? Can he set anything competitive near towards the front? He goes within a 100th of a second of Justin in the Ferrari as Casper jumps up to 4th on the grid. Round the final corner comes De Haas to start the lap. And next up, will be the V-carb of Anton. Round the final corner he goes. Can he improve his position anyway? He can go only to P10. Luca Rapasso is round the final corner to start his lap. First, it's one of the Red Bulls of Yavoda. I was meant to switch to Christian, but Yavoda has had a spin out of turn 15. That was. And he has hit the wall and he's lost some of his front wing. I think our attention will focus to Luca, who is improving on his lap time. Unless there's anyone else that I can notice who is on a lap, but I have. And it's Hartstill in the Haas. Down the back straight we go through the flat turn 8. And now he will approach turn number 9, where it was Hamilton's last attack of the 2021 season on Max Verstappen. Round turn 9 we go. This will be his first lap of the session for Hartstill. What can the Haas driver for the American-based team do? It will be Hartstill, and then it will be the championship challenger of Luca to set his second lap of the session. Obviously, there will be a restart after quali, which is tradition, to give everyone all their tyres back. Hartstill out of the final corner, nowhere near pole. It's going to be slowest of the lap so far. Towards turn number 16 we go. Where's Luca Rapasso? A little bit of a slide out the final corner, and he doesn't improve 4 milliseconds off his best time, as Krishu in the Red Bull can only set a lap good enough for P10. Next up is I was going to say Justin, but will it be the Mercedes? No, it won't. Williams of Jetters, I'm going to guess. No, it's not. The Astons on out laps. Next up, the other Ferrari. So it will be Nelu first up. Ray, are you having a stroke while talking? Most likely. I stutter quite a lot, as you could probably tell. I don't know if it's like a medical condition or whatever, but I think I just stutter a lot for the sake of it. Well, I say for the sake of it, I can't help stuttering. It's whatever. Deal with it. Here comes Nelu through the sweeping turns of 13 into 14, and he has backed out of the lap. I have only just noticed. Is it? Thank you. I don't know who's next. Oh, I don't like this. I think it's the Ferrari. No, of Justin. Yes, it is. I found someone who's on the lap. Justin into turn 12. We go with the Ferrari. We'll go on board. We haven't gone on board for this section where we know we actually have. And that was on board with Luca in this section. Into the right of 15. Into turn 16 with the Ferrari driver. What can Justin do? Crosses the line and goes P4. Not too, just a tenth and a half off pole position. Next up will be Jake in the McLaren. He's 2 tenths up. Maybe he could challenge to maybe near to the front, as he improves the time by 2 tenths, but barely improves the position. And it's only up to P7. Next up is the Williams of Gabor, who is 6 tenths up. This will be a 6, almost 7 tenths up towards the final corner. Nicely on the limit, up to the line, and goes P5. Just around 0.19 off of pole position, as Jerry has clapped back at Luca. The championship leader is on to provisional pole. Next up will be Casper to start a lap, but Jerry has taken provisional pole in Yas Marina. Next up will be Yavoda in the Red Bull racing car. This isn't quite like how they used to be. Down in P10 and 12. Around the final corner we go with Yavoda, and he will only jump up to 9th. The Red Bulls not looking like they've got strong pace. Here comes Tindon Tornemo to cross the line. He can go and replaces Yavoda in P9. Next up should be, I'm going to guess, it's Justin on in lap. I'm going to presume so. Next up will be the McLaren. No, it won't be the McLaren. It is the Mercedes of Chris. There we go. Chris in the Mercedes is improving on his lap time. And I've only just noticed the gap between the top two. 0.004. As Chris invalidates his lap. Look, that's a massive corner cut there. But here's your man on provisional pole, the championship leader, Jere van Boezel. But next up should be Casper, I believe, who had a 10th and a half. Oh wait, no, we just watched some corner cut, didn't we? Yeah. It's bad time. Is Yavoda on a proper lap? I'm great at maths. No, you're not. Yavoda through 14. Flat out through 15 into the final right of turn 16, and he decides to box. So, final runs begin now. It's Krishu in the Red Bull to begin the final runs of qualifying. Up towards turn number 1, we go with the Red Bull driver. Misses the apex, goes off the track. Keeps the lap. Stewards, he's abusing the game track limits. And it's 4 tenths up in that first sector. It's not purple, but it is 4 tenths up. Towards the next chicane here in Abu Dhabi. A lot of corner cutting there, but obviously didn't exceed track limits. Down the back straight, through the flat kink of turn 8 and into turn 9. We go with the Red Bull or Krishu. It's half a second up. This will be good enough. Maybe challenging for P9. There's a little 3/10 gap between 8th and 9th on the grid. Everyone on outlets apart from Tim and Yavoda. It'll be Krishu and then Safu, and then not Safu. It'll be Krishu and then Nelu to set the first laps, and then I think it'll be followed by it'll be a Haas who will be up next. Round the final corner we go with Krishu to finish his qualifying session and can only go P9. Next up will be Nelu in the Scarlet Ferrari. Can he challenge anywhere near to the front? He will not improve position and take it away. Haas for the final minute of this qualifying session and for the final qualifying of X1 in 2024. And he invalidates the... How you invalidated there, sir? So instead it will be Jetters in the Williams to set the first time. Then he will be followed by the 2 Mercedes, and then his teammate, then the V-Carb of Anton, and then it will be the McLaren of Luca Rapassa, then the Ferrari of Justin, then the other McLaren of Jake, then the other V-Carb of Casper, then it will be one of the 2 Aston Martins, either Tim or Jerry. Tim actually did go on that outlap in the end. Down the back straight we go with Jetters in the Williams racing car. Towards the end of the middle sector, is he improving? Only by 300. It's not looking great for him. Doesn't look like he's going to improve position. What can Jetters do in the Williams? Can he improve anywhere? Can he maybe even challenge the top 10? Not looking likely at the minute. He's going to have a last sector of all sectors here in Abu Dhabi. Flat through 15 and then into turn 16. We go on board with the Williams to cross the line. And it's only good enough for 13th. Next up is the Mercedes of Tom Roberts, who goes P3. Next up will be Chris in the other Mercedes, and he can only go P6. Next up will be Gabor, who's 100th of a second down. Nelu has retired. Gabor out the final corner, nicely on the limit, can improve by 400. Next up will be Anton, who doesn't improve. Then it will be Luca Rapassa, the championship challenger, onto pole position. Now our attention will focus onto Jere van Boezel round the final corner with the championship leader. Can he clap back at Rapassa? No, he can't. And it's 31 milliseconds between the top 2. And it is advantage Luca Rapassa unless Tim can do anything to challenge. He only goes 9th. What about Yavoda? He has 3 tenths up. Can he maybe challenge the top 9? Maybe the top 8? Round the final corner we go with Yavoda, and he goes only P7. But it is Luca Rapassa on pole position. And it's a crucial point for Luca Rapassa and the gap now going into the race is only 3 points. So there's your grid. Luca Rapassa will be on pole position, followed by the championship rival of Jerry Van Brazel, then followed by a Mercedes of Tom Roberts. Mercedes need to have their drivers up there to hold their Constructor Championship lead. Then it'll be Justin, then Gabor, then Chris, then Yvonne, then Casper, then Jake, then Tim, then Chrisu, then Nelu, then Jettas, then Anton, and then Still. That is the grid. Ellen, I will not be commentating X5. No, thank you. I only watch good drivers. I'm joking. Rowley, if I'm not wrong, this is a restart, just so I'm not mistaking myself. Alright, so it will be a restart, just so I'll just double checking with Rowley there. So as we're waiting for, we'll have some carnage unfold. We can see the talented rivals due to each other what they would want us to do, and what they would want to do on a straight and swipe each other. So for the carnage part of the race, we got some donuts already. There we are. Luca Rapassa has been disqualified, and Yeri is world champion. Oh my god, everyone's dying. Chrisu leads. Is that the only time we're going to see Chrisu first? Heart still ready up. Yeah, not ready up. Retire. Right, I can run you through some things. I haven't run you through the Constructors Championship yet. So Mercedes lead the Constructors with 233 points. My bad. I don't know why I wrote 223. McLaren are second with 215. Then Aston Martin, the long shot of winning it, with 194 points. The gap between the top two is 18. And the gap between second and third is 21. And then the gap between first and third is 39. A reminder of the points. P1 25, P2 20 points, P3 18 points, P4 15 points, P5 12 points, P6 10 points, P7 8 points, P8 6 points, P9 4 points, P10 3 points, P11 2 points, and P12 gets 1 point. If you get the fastest lap, as we know in F1, until I think they're removing it next season in real life, but until next season, we know we get an extra point for the fastest lap if you finish within the points paying positions. And as we know, as I did mention in qualifying, Luca Rapassa will get a point as he has qualified on pole position, which narrows the gap to 3 points, more or less making it. If they're fighting in the top 5, if Luca finishes 4th and Yeri 5th, Yeri has to have that fastest lap to win the championship, because I bet Luca will win it on countback, because Luca's got, I think, what is it? Could someone fact check me? 5 wins for Luca this season. Oh, and I've got them. You don't need to fact check me. I've got it written down somewhere. Here we are. So we'll start with Jerry. Jerry Van Brazel, 180 points. He's got 9 top 5s this season, 10 top 10s. He's only raced 10 times this season. This will be his 11th. He's from the Netherlands, as is Luca Rapassa. He's got Jerry has got 2 wins this season. He has got 3 P2s, and he's only got 1 P3. But Jerry has got 3 poles. Compared to Luca Rapassa has only got 7 top 5 finishes. He's got 8 top 10. He's got, but then if we go to Luca, Luca has got 5 wins, 2 P2s, but Luca has not finished P3 this season yet. And Luca has got 1 pole position. And as I have overstated this season, not this season, this stream so far, the gap was 4 points. the gap is down to 3. And I'm going to say it once more for Rolly's sake, because he really wanted me to say it. I said it once already, but another season, another winless year for ExA. Are you happy now, son? Oh my god, there's 22 people watching. Rolly, if you rewatch the start, I did say it earlier as well. And I'll go over the track information as well. Track, obviously, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, is Abu Dhabi in Yas Marina in the UAE. There's 16 corners, 10 to the left, 6 to the right. Each lap is 5.2 kilometers or 3.2 miles. If you're American, use the mile side. If you're anywhere but American, use the kilometer side. Because in America, they don't know what a kilometer is. I don't think. Well, I think I know Logan Sargent confirmed he did know what a kilometer is. I think a fan asked him. Back to the track information. We'll have 29 racing laps around the Yas Marina circuit, and obviously because it is 50% race distance compared to the normal 306.183 kilometer race distance, it will be halved into 153.0915 kilometers. And for anyone who is just tuning in, I will say it once more: if they are level on points after this race, Luca will win on countback. And I'll quickly go over the points again as well. P1 will get 25 points, P2 will get 20 points, P3 18 points, P4 15 points, P5 12 points, P6 10 points, P7 8 points, P8 6 points, P9 4 points, P10 3 points, P11 2 points, P12 1 point. Fastest lap you get the extra point, and pole position as I have already stated, Luca Rapassa on pole, and he will get that extra point, which could seal his title. As a minimum, Luca needs P10. If Yeri doesn't score, if Yeri doesn't score, Luca will need P11 with the fastest lap. But if they're fighting at the front together, it's like 2021, it's winner takes all. As we await the 5 lights to go ahead of the drivers, we await to crown ourselves a brand new world champion. Ellen, the race will end around 29 laps. Yeah, around 40 minutes, like Sinner said. I will try not to have any violating voice cracks this week, like I did on the last lap of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Ellen, you don't want to miss this finale. The fans are cheering, saying, "Hurry up, let's go!" See the rich people above in the Paddock Club. I'd bloody dream to be in the Paddock Club. I've got no drink. Oh, I'm finished. Can this take any longer? Go have a go at I can't remember who's hosting. Just moan at Rowley. I think he's the only one here who I remember off by heart. What's this applause even worth to the drivers if they are literally cheering all the time? Here we go, for one final time under the lights. The title decider, Abu Dhabi, it's lights out and away we go. And it seems to be a decent start from Luca Rapassa, who will lead into turn 1. Tom Roberts and Justin wheel to wheel through the first corners. And we'll watch this battle ensure between third and fourth, and the Mercedes of Tom Roberts seems to just be ahead. But as we're making our way into turn number 5, Luca Rapassa leads from Jerry, from Tom, from Justin, then Gabor, then Chris, then Casper, and there's a spin at the back, crucially, not a spin, sorry, just maybe it's like an incident between Jake and someone else, as Jake, crucially, Luca's teammate has dropped down, and we can see action and plenty here. Luca leads from Yeri, then we can see the Mercedes and the Ferrari dueling wheel to wheel through the turn 7, through the flat kink of turn 8, and the Mercedes working together, boxing the Scarlet Ferrari in. And here on board with Chris. He's now wheel to wheel with his teammate Justin has lost places. The two Mercedes will go wheel to wheel round turn number 9, but back up the inside comes the Ferrari of Justin, and maybe the Williams of Gabor will want to get involved here, as Gabor is right in the thick of this battle. Down the inside goes Chris, and it's Justin who has got the place ahead of the Mercedes. But great start for Luca Rapassa in this race. He's kept the lead on lap 1, and he can control the pace. Round the final corner to start lap 2 of 29. Luca leads from Jerry, then Tom, then Justin, then Chris, then Gabor, then Casper, then Tim, then Yavoda, then Jettas, then Anton, then Nelu. That is your top 12. That is the points positions. And the Aston will be thinking, do I just sit behind safe battery, or do I attack and put him under pressure? Towards turn number 5 we go with the Aston Martin driver, the number 21 Aston Martin, hunting the championship, as well as the man in front of him. Down the straight we go towards turn number 6, and the Aston Martin, is he points to pound, or is he going to sit and recharge? He's just going to recharge as we go into the braking zone of turn number 6, which will go through 6 and then into the right hander of turn number 7. And is the Aston Martin just going to stay there and recharge his battery? And we can see Hartzell and Jake squabbling away, and Hartzell has lost has lost the place to the McLaren. Down the back straight we go into turn number 9, and it's Luca that leads from Jerry still, as we're making our way into the third sector of lap number 2. As it stands, I believe Mercedes will be the Constructors' Champions as well. We can't forget about the Constructors as well, because that will be pride, I think, for Mercedes to take the Constructors' Championship, considering how far Luca and Jerry are ahead. That just proves Mercedes have been a very consistent team. Tom Roberts, in the Mercedes in fact, sets the fastest lap, and we can go to check the detail of the tyres. That's the fastest lap of 24.8 points so far. We'll turn on lap data as well, so you can see the sector times, as Tom Roberts, maybe he's thinking, I might want to interfere with the championship because I want to make sure my team can seal the Constructors' Championship. Put the power down out of turn 5 and down the straight. Luca wanting to defend. Jerry, are we going to see our first change of lead? Luca's not going to pull up much of a defensive fight. Down at the inside into turn number 6 goes Jerry Van Bozel, and he takes the lead for the first time of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Luca Rapassa will maybe think, oh, I might want to charge my battery, or I might want to retake the lead into turn number 9. Down the back straight we go, on board with the McLaren, inside, outside. Where's he going to go? He's just going to bump draft his title rival into turn number 9, and for the first time in this race, Jerry Van Bozel will lead a lap. Casper all tucked up behind the Williams of Gabor. He might be thinking he might want to get his team some more points and just for himself get some more pride and get higher up in this championship. Only 2 drivers on the medians of Jettas and Anton. And Yavoda has lost DRS to these front-running drivers. He might have to use a bit of extra battery to get a bit of a slide out of turn 16. And into turn 1 we goes the Red Bull. He's got to put the foot down to maybe catch up back to the train. If you lose DRS in leagues like this, you're going to fall away from the pack and you're going to be barely fighting for anything. Hartzell has got a 3-second time penalty for track limits on only lap 4. But Yavoda is within the DRS So that'll be good news for the cars behind, like Jetters, Anton, Nelu and Jake. Chrisu and Hartstill have been detached, so I can't. It'll take a miracle for Chris to get back. And as I say that, Yavoda is back. And we see the top two going wheel to wheel. To the inside goes Luca Rapassa. Yeri will not keep it on the inside. And maybe on traction, what can Tom Roberts do in the Mercedes? Can he challenge these two? As down the straight we go. To the inside or to the outside. We go with Jerry. Trying to overtake. He will go down the inside. The two rivals wheel to wheel through turn number 9. Can they keep it clean? Round the outside goes Luca Rapassa, and down the inside, which will switch to the outside, goes Justin in at the Ferrari, but he thinks better of it just to back out, as Tom Roberts was maybe thinking of a move on the inside of Jerry Van Bozel, but Justin is tucked up into 4th behind Tom Roberts. Round turn 16 for the 4th time. For the 4th time of 29 in this race. That is another 5.2 kilometers completed in this Grand Prix already. That has already been, I believe, 26 kilometers already driven, and we've not even been racing for 10 minutes yet. Through the flat kink of turn 4 into turn 5, you can see the red light flashing on Yeri's car, just trying to get that extra bit of battery charge to maybe point a pounce on Luca Rapassa. As it stands at the moment, Luca Rapassa will win the championship by 2 points. Into turn 6, and then flick the wheel right, through turn 7, through the flat left kink of turn number 8, and then we'll make our way toward the long sweeping left-hander of turn number 9, and Jerry Van Bozel will just be sitting behind him, and you can see it happened what I was on about last lap. Jetters has been disconnected from the pack due to Yavoda having a lack of pace, and the inside goes Anton in on the fellow Red Bull team. They're going to go wheel to wheel, are they? Through turn 12, down the inside goes Yavoda. He had a bit of a contact with Jetters, and Yavoda will now drop to the back of this little train. Will Jake in the McLaren be able to get through? Yes, he will, and he's up into 12th, helping the constructors' cause for McLaren as they try to challenge. As they try to challenge them, as he's now back, they're still ghosted inside each other. As Jake is finally out of the Red Bull car and into his own car and up into 12th and into the points positions. And look how much Yeri has closed up to the back of his rival. Down the straight we go towards turn number 6, inside or outside. Which way will Yeri Van Bozel go? He's just going to sit behind him. Yes, he is. Maybe the Mercedes is going to go down the inside, is he, of Yeri Van Bozel in the Aston Martin, but he thinks better of it just to sit back and maybe get better traction on the exit of turn number 7. Down at the back straight we go towards turn number 9. Is the Mercedes thinking of a move? Is Jerry thinking of a move to retake the lead of the race? Down the inside. Inside goes Jerry Van Bozel and maybe Tom Roberts as well, dueling away. And I think that's the Ferrari who almost got spun round there. I think he got a bit too optimistic on the inside of the Mercedes, and I think had a little bit of a drift through the full swing of turn 9. And indeed, Tom Roberts is thinking about securing himself a full-time seat for season number 8, which will be taking place in 2024. Ellen redeemed. Highlight my message. Yeri gonna win. Ellen has got her money on Yeri Van Bozel, who does currently lead the race, and as it stands, Yeri will win. Because obviously he is ahead. If Yeri finishes ahead of Luca, there's not even a sniff of Luca Rapassa winning. Now Ferrari looking dangerously closer to the Mercedes, but down the straight we go with Luca Rapassa. Is Yeri disconnected? What happened to Yeri? Yeri's down to 5th. That's confusing. Has he got the error? Yeah. So Yeri must have had a massive lag spike then. There's yellow flags for the Red Bull of Krishu. Is it? It is Krishu. He's had a moment and he is now 4 seconds off the pack. Tom Roberts leads as well now. So EA causing a shift of change here. Jiri van Bazel is now down to 5th. Luca Rapassa stays in 2nd. Tom Roberts leads the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And if you're Jiri, you're thinking, I might have just been stiffed out of my championship here. EA having lag. Well, I highly doubt it's the internet, considering how competitive these guys have to race within the likes of PSGL, WR, and EXA. Maybe down the inside goes Luca Rapassa, 600 between the two. Tom Roberts has gone a bit wide. Now on the traction zone, out of turn number 5. Down the straight we go. The Ferrari looking to make the move. He's got the slipstream. He's going to the outside. Luca Rapassa will go to the outside. Tom Roberts going defensive, as I did not mean to script that, but Chrisu is having all sorts of excursions off the track. On board was the front wing of Tom Roberts. Good traction by Luca Rapassa, as Jiri has got one driver, 1 down, 3 to go for the race lead. Round the outside goes Tom Roberts of Luca Rapassa, goes a bit wide, hoping to get better traction on the exit, but maybe goes Justin on the inside, which will switch to the outside. Round the outside of turn number 11 of the Mercedes. Tom and Justin wheel to wheel, sliding by the Mercedes driver, and that's definitely a track limit warning, so at least that's a warning, but he has kept the place. A lot of people in the comments in the chat of the Twitch very confident that Jiri has still got this all under control. Jiri has got to work his way out. As I say that, the gap's over a second. Luca Rapassa has retired in the pit lane. Luca Rapassa has gapped the field by a second. Was that Tom and Justin just fighting too hard? Was that maybe them just having a little bit of contact, which caused one of them to drift in the final sector? As Justin is ahead and Jiri also ahead. Will the two Mercedes swap places? Justin needs to get back into the DRS of Luca Rapassa, and even for Jiri's sake, he's got to get back into it. 300ths away from getting it. Maybe look at the battery on the dashboard as well. Jiri has not got a lot of battery to play with, so I don't think is it really that smart to retaking the lead of the race. Gap is under a second, only just though, back to over a second. As we're making our way through the twists and turns of sector 3, it's purple in that middle sector for Jiri. Maybe he's going for the fastest lap on this lap to make sure, or he can get himself that extra point to give himself a better chance of being world champion. Jiri back up into second. He's overtaken Chris. He's overtaken Gabor. He's overtaken Tom. He's overtaken Justin. It's now Jiri on the hunt for Luca Rapassa in the McLaren. Fastest lap goes to Jiri with a 24.711 through turn 1. Misses the apex a little bit there, and that could have cost him DRS for the lap. The pair of them haven't got battery. Not a lot. They ain't got a lot of battery. Jiri back into the DRS. And now it's just going to be, I need to make sure I can recharge my battery pack here. On board was the rear side of Luca's car, making our way flat down the straight towards turn number 6. As you can see, just on the tarmac of the racetrack, you can see his red light flashing. Luca desperate to get the charge into the battery pack. Good traction out of the exit at the corner. We see Nelu and Jake have a good battle here for P9 on the road. But we're going to switch back to the race leaders as down the straight we go with the top 8. And it's Luca who leads from Jiri, then Justin, and Tom, then Chris. That's your top 5. And now we can go back to this battle as Jake and Nelu swap positions once again, as does Hartstill and Yavoda. So as we obviously know at the moment, it will be Luca as the world champion. But if we look at the constructors side of things, Mercedes will be scoring 27 points. They will, without a doubt, be outscored. Well, they'll be outscoring McLaren. Well, no, they won't. McLaren are currently picking up 29 points, but it will not be enough. And as it stands at the moment, Mercedes will be constructors champions. I've missed what's happened to Jiri. I'm going to presume it's been another lag spike. Yellow flags for the Red Bull of Chrisu, who's had another spin. And this race is going horrifically for the Red Bull driver. Anton has retired, and I'm not going to expect if that comes up as Chrisu's name soon. Oh, he nearly oh, okay, right. Okay, right. Thanks to the chat for informing me that Yeri has almost had the spin as Tom Roberts is ahead of the championship leader. I don't know what's happening, Winstone. Couldn't tell you. But it's looking quite good for the Scarlet Ferrari. If you think back to last week, there was a Ferrari who was leading for so much of the race, and I think got taken out within the final 3 laps. But BRT Justin is looking to get redemption for Ben Marples, who raced and reserved for Ferrari last week, I believe, and was unfortunately taken out within mere laps to go. Round turn 1 we go. At least Yeri hasn't lost the RS to Luca and Justin and that. But it's just going to be a matter of time until Yeri needs to charge his battery. Obviously, Yeri has not, on countback, will not be winning. He's only got 2 wins this year. Luca Rapassa, if you go based on wins, he has been outstanding and without a doubt the driver of the season. And as I predicted, Chrisu has retired. We're on lap 12 already of 29, almost half distance in this Grand Prix. And we have a lot of drama so far. Yeri having those lag spikes, just pushing him down the order, which could harm his championship. There's an almighty scrap going on for P11 between Hartstill and Yavoda, as Justin is staying tucked up behind the McLaren. Tom Roberts staying tucked up behind the Ferrari, and Mercedes obviously on course for the Constructors' Championship. But I think what everyone else is more interested in, the Drivers' Championship. Luca Rapassa and Yeri Van Bozel scrapping for it. As it stands at the moment, Luca Rapassa will be champion of the year. That doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right, does it? He will be champion of season 7. Let's just say that. Either way, it's a maiden championship, and it will be one to remember, as this is probably one of the closest seasons I've personally seen in league racing. Rowley has German ads. That is outstanding. So when does Yeri think I need to get a move on here? I need to start overtaking. Here comes Justin, just slowly creeping up towards the back of the McLaren. Is it a lunge down the inside? No, it's not. And they're all going to stay in single file line. That's so satisfying to watch them all just sweep through. As at the top 7 is Casper, I believe. At the moment, he's been disconnected from the train, but no thoughts with Casper at the minute, as Yeri is just going to be starting, maybe getting a bit frustrated behind here. Oh, same thing, Chaz. Your name was Yellow. Yeri, obviously, I think he will be very frustrated that the game is making him have these lag spikes, and as Galgi said in the chat, a half spin, I think it was. Obviously, I was waffling about the Constructors' Championship as I was reading my facts and figures. That sounds very cringe. But through turn 2 and turn 3 we go on board with Yeri, and he will be just trying to get that battery back up. He's doing quite well compared to last time I looked at his dashboard. He's recharging that battery quite well, and the Mercedes had a little bit of a wobble on the rear wing. Can he get good traction and maybe challenge the Ferrari? Will the Ferrari into turn 6 challenge Luca Rapassa? Down at the back, down the straight we go, in towards turn number 6. Well, the Ferrari once again will just stay tucked up behind, and you can see the top 7 all there, single file line. Mercedes and Aston Martin have 2 drivers up there. Yeri again, you can see he's used about a quarter of his battery. Through turn 9 we go, and I think this will just be recharge in sector 3. Because sector 3 is the sector where it's mostly braking, lifting and recharging, as maybe wide went Tom Roberts, maybe under pressure from Jiri van Boezel in the Aston Martin, who is the championship leader, needs to beat Luca Rapassa at this current stage. There's your penalties. Hartstill is the only man with a penalty, and we'll go to the positions changed. And Jiri from the front row is lost 2. Justin from 4th has gained 2. Luca and Tom in the same positions. Chris and Gabor have swapped places, and Tim from 10th is on the back of this train. On board was the Silver Arrow, and we go down the main straight, not the main straight, my bad. Down one of the first of 2 back straights toward turn number 6, and that's just Justin pulling out to get some cleaner air into his Ferrari powered car and into his Ferrari in general. Down the straight we go, and Jiri is using his battery, and he has pulled up alongside the Silver Arrow. They're going to go wheel to wheel towards turn number 9. Is that maybe a move down the inside for Tom Roberts? Round the outside goes Jiri van Boezel in the Aston Martin. Phenomenal move by the championship leader to pull a move round the outside of 9 ahead of Tom Roberts. Great move by the Flying Dutchman, who is the champion of the Jesus Christ. Great move by the Flying Dutchman, who leads the World Championship. There we go. To start lap 16 of 19. Expect pit stops to begin now, as the pit window will be opening within a lap or 2 in this. The pit stops will begin, as that's Casper who's had a spin. Casper has had a spin, and that is both end plates gone. And that is just going to ask Casper, who was running quite well, was in the top 6. It's just all gone wrong for him. The Red Bull family not having a great weekend. Oh, Dylan's here as well. Sucking me. Oh, they touch. Justin has been touched, but no, Justin has touched Luca Rapassa, and Luca Rapassa, who ghosted for a second, Luca was drifting through turn 6, and now is this Jiri maybe poised to pounce onto down the inside of maybe Luca Rapassa. He's going to think about it, but he's just going to stay tucked up behind Luca Rapassa, as Jiri will be thinking of a move into sector 3, but he's just too far back as Justin has dropped down to 4th. Tom Roberts up in the 3rd, Jiri up in the 2nd, and once again it's the top 2 in the championship, 1 and 2. I didn't see what happened, but I think Justin maybe outbroke himself. I don't think Luca was expecting the move to happen. No one dives into the pits on lap 16. I think this is when the pit window normally opens, though, which is suggested by the game. So we could see drivers dive into the pit lane soon. Will anyone dive into the pits? No, they won't. They will continue. An undercut will be so powerful once again. And knowing Jiri's luck, he's going to lag back behind all of these again. So, once again, as we started the race, Luca 1st, Jiri 2nd. Down the straight we go, on board with Jiri van Boezel. Is he poised to pounce on his fellow Dutch compatriot into turn 6? No, we're not, but we're going to watch Chris and Tim wheel to wheel, as Gabor maybe got hit by Tim, and wheel to wheel goes Chris and Gabor on the put the power down, but maybe we could see a move from Jiri. Is he going to sit behind? No, he's not. We'll put up attention back to Chris and Gabor going wheel to wheel towards turn number 9, and it's Chris who is ahead of Gabor and Tim. Maybe Justin's thinking of move on the Silver Arrow, as Ferrari, nothing to lose. Not in the fight of the drivers, not in the fight of the constructors, just racing for pride in this final round of ExA X1 and in the final race of X1 in 2024. Round turn 17 we go. Is anyone going to dive into the pit lane? No, they won't. They will all continue for another. They have got that 8-second buffer to the other Scarlet Ferrari of Nelu. As Jiri's lagged again. I think we all noticed that at the same time. Hartstill, oh my god, he's having a nightmare. another 3 second. I think that was entering the pit lane. So Yeri again lagged back. It must be something. It can't be the game, surely. It must be something to do with his internet, because it's only him which is happening to. Unless it's the game which has just gone, yeah, let's ruin this championship. Let's give Luca Rapassa all the help he needs. Russia is manipulating Jerry. Did the Ferrari have it? Wait, what Ferrari, Roger? Was it Nelu or Justin? Are we going to see our first pit stops in this race? Justin right after he hit Luca. Okay. And as I say that, in comes Jerry Van Bozel to go for the undercut. He is the only man. No, he's not. Yeri, Chris, Gabor, all pit going for the undercut. I won't be surprised if this is your top 3 as the rest pit. So it's a medium tyres for these lot. Jake will continue. Maybe Jake's going to play the team game and continue and try and hold up Jerry, because I think without a doubt they will soon catch up, and those hard tyres can go a long way. So our attention will shift to the top 3. That's not really helped him, as he was at the back, and that's going to cost him a lot of time. Casper has set the fastest lap of the race with a 24.0. I think that was 7/10 faster than the previous fastest lap, which was held by Yeri Van Bozel. So that extra point that Yeri would be getting is now out of the window, and it's just going to be a nightmare now. And down the inside maybe goes the Ferrari of Justin on Tom Roberts. Can he get better traction out of the corner? Going to go wheel to wheel through turn number 10 and 11. No, we're not. Justin just thinks better off it. And Jake and Nelu going wheel to wheel once again. And Jake has re-overtaken the Scarlet Ferrari and is up into 5th. Are we going to see an instant reaction from the top 4 in fact, to all come into the pits? Yeri round the final corner, dead box, as I predicted, as does the top 3. I think Tom sliding into the pit lane there. Make sure you don't speed as well. In comes Tim as well. So the crew have got to be absolutely on it here, and have got to get the pit stop absolutely right. A change of the front wing angle for Luca Rapassa, and now Luca is ahead. Justin is also ahead, and Tom Roberts. I think Tom Roberts has been jumped in the pits by Justin. Yavoda's got a 3 second, and as I've been thinking, Jake continues. Luca will want to come out and at least 3rd, and he's not got a DRS, has he? No, he's not. He missed out by a 1,000th of a second, so he might have to work with Gabor now. So he's within the second, but he's not got it. Down the straight we go, and Jake's going to continue here to maybe try and play the team game and help out Luca Rapassa in becoming world champion of season 7. There's the tyres. 19 laps Jake's done on those hard tyres. Unless, as when Jake wanted to hit, maybe Luca came in. 3 seconds for Tom Roberts. That's going to affect him massively. And you've only just noticed that, Cal. Yeri has made it the undercut. Luca will have that extra lap of fresher tyres though. Does Jake come in? Jake continues. I know exactly what's happening here. Back him up, back him up. Fastest lap for Gabor was a 23.9. Only like a couple hundreds quicker than Casper's time, but to be fair, Gabor had DRS but was in the dirty air of the car in front. And Chris is looking very good here for Mercedes. He's now the lead Mercedes when Tom was originally, as these two going wheel to wheel through turn number 5, and Justin is ahead of Tom Roberts. Down the straight we go, on board with the silver arrow. Chris goes ahead of Yeri, and Luca Rapassa will be forced to sit behind as he taps the rear end of Jeri van Bossel, the Mercedes, going all wide and all sorts. And now, on board with the McLaren. He's using battery. He's gone to the outside. The Mercedes is boxing him in, trying to help Jeri. We're going 3 wide towards turn number 9. Down the inside goes Jeri. Down the inside goes Luca Rapassa. And he makes a little bit of contact with the Mercedes. But Luca Rapassa is behind Chris. And Jeri is ahead of Chris. Jake is going full Checo here. Yes, he is, Chaz. Exactly, Dylan. The Merkin McLaren. I think that was the plan, though. I think Jeri was. Obviously, he knew that Chris might be helping him. The gap is 1.1 between Jake and Jeri, and obviously Jeri will be draining battery. He's within DRS, or is he? The gap was 1.002 when I saw that detection line. We'll have a look at the rear wing, and he's not got it. Down the straight we go, and maybe Chris is thinking of a move. He's going to go into recharge. Luca, no, now to the outside goes Jake, and Jake will be defending with all his might. And this is the team games I had in mind, as Jake is defending against Jeri. And is that Luca Rapassa? Luca Rapassa's through into the lead of the race. The McLaren backing up Jeri has worked, and we're going to put maybe 3 wide, 4 wide into turn number 9. Gabor is ahead, and now Jake is going to get out of the way of the lot, but Luca Rapassa leads the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on lap 22 of 29. Jeri van Bossel got held up by Jake, and Jake has done his part in this race. He has backed up Jeri. He has given Luca Rapassa the lead of the race. And that is exactly what Luca wanted. That's exactly what the McLaren team game was, as Jake is going to stay out here. He's going to try and stay onto the back of these lot, but it's going to be very hard with 18 lap difference between Jake and Chris. As Jake does now get a penalty. The tyres giving close to no grip now. Mercedes at the minute will be scoring 22 points. McLaren at the minute will be scoring 25 at 8 is 33. So it won't be enough. McLaren will still be champion, as down the inside goes Jeri once again to retake the lead of this race. Gabor as well, and Justin all wanting to go ahead of the McLaren driver. And we're going to see Gabor and Justin going wheel to wheel through turn 6 and turn number 7. But Gabor thinks very bit just to think of the race. But now down the straight we go. Justin, is he going to stay in front? Yes, he is. And look how much grip, even in race, they can just flick the wheel and trust the car to have the grip. Luca Rapassa back ahead of Gabor. So maybe this is good for him. Maybe this is good because he can recharge that battery. Look at the dashboard. Viewers, look at the dashboard of Jeri's car. He's got less than 50% battery. Jeri will be in desperate need to get... I think he will want to be overtaken here. As there is yellow flags for Jake, who is stuck. And we've got a virtual safety car. As someone was on about a safety car, it's a virtual safety car, as Jake Dalsa has broken half of his front wing. And we've got a virtual safety car in the finale here. So, as I was saying about Jeri wanting to be overtaken, not anymore. They can all recharge their battery, and it's now a level playing field in terms of battery. This doesn't. As much as this does, it doesn't really help Luca, because now that's 1 lap less where he's stuck behind the Scarlet Ferrari. And it would be heartbreaking if anyone really in this leading train sped. And we go racing once again. That was a very quick virtual safety car. The debris was quickly cleared up by the marshals, and we instantly see Gabor going wheel to wheel with the silver arrow round turn 9. A little bit of a drift by the Williams there. Good catch by Gabor, but Tom Roberts with the penalty. It's up into 4th place. Luca Rapassa had a little bit of a drift on the exit of 14, flat through 15, into turn 16 for the 24th time in this race, as Justin hit the back, I believe, of Yeri, which I saw a bit of debris come up. I don't know if that was from the car hitting the floor, or in fact Justin touching the rear of Yeri's Aston Martin. Flat out through turn 2, turn 3 and 4, towards turn 5, where Verstappen in 2021 made that late lunge in the final lap of the race, compared to with Verstappen on the brand new softs and Hamilton on those quite worn mediums, as Jake is out of the race, and it's a safety car. Jake is out of the race, and we've got a full course safety car in the finale here. So Jake Dorser is out of the race. Luca's teammate is out. Do they... I think it's a no-brainer to pit. Lap 25 or 29. We should get racing on lap 28, I'm going to presume. Going across the line will be lap 26. Lap 26 will be the first lap, 27 will be the second lap. Yeah, well, we should get racing on lap 28, so we will have 2 laps of racing to go once the safety car is called in. I'm sure everyone in this field is going to box. It's put every single driver back into play. Yeri pits, Justin pits, Luca pits, Tom pits, Gabor pits, Chris pits. So the top 6 all in. Tim also pits. Nelu, obviously we'll find out later on. It has to be the softs. Brand new soft for everyone. Will there be any jumps in the pits? They had to hold. They had to hold. Nelu 3 second again in the pit entry. So yeah, every single driver is pitting. Oh, Dylan, you're making me sad bringing up Abu Dhabi 21, man. Never wanted to experience that day again. Mate, Lando fans would probably say Brazil 24 is more heartbreaking than Abu Dhabi 21. So we're tucked up behind safety car. Bird Mylander, hello mate, how you been? He's back. Oh, Chaz, tell me about it, bro. Oh my god, that helmet's so nice from Yeri. So, as we've got time to relax, I can run it through on that. We're on lap 26 to 29. I can go through what needs to happen. Obviously, I think that I can't see Yeri and Luca dropping down. So, put it this way: between Yeri and Luca, winner takes all. But for the constructors, however, Mercedes currently scoring 22 points. McLaren currently scoring 18. Aston Martin currently scoring 33. So I believe at the minute, I think Mercedes should be the constructors champion. How much did Mercedes got? Mercedes scored 22, so they will be currently going to a 255. McLaren currently scoring 18. That'll put them to 233. So that'll, yeah. As it stands at the moment, Casper 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. He's pitted again. That's a bit wide by Gabor as well. So as it stands at the moment, Mercedes are constructors champions. But I think what everyone else is more interested in is the Drivers' Championship between Jeri van Boezel and Luca Rapassa. Aston Martin v McLaren. This is going to be a ecstatic end to a outstanding season to definitely go down in the history books of ExA Racing League. last lap, due to the rule change, last lap will have DRS. You see all the drivers weaving, trying to get as much temperature into the tyres as they can. Look how aggressively the Williams is weaving. And the two Mercedes and the Aston Martin think they're Kimi Raikkonen. Not weaving at all. Well, well, I think it will come in no matter what. Depends if Casper catches up. I'll try not to stutter as the safety car is ending. And it's ending. Wow. So the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. We're going to have 6.4 miles of racing action to decide this World Championship. Obviously, within the new rules, you can't go side by side under a safety car. Justin is in the sandwich of the two title rivals. Yeri leads the championship, leads the race. Luca Rapassa from pole position, currently sat in P3. And we get racing, and we are going to start the final 2 laps of Season 7 in X1. And the finale is well and truly underway. We're in the finale of this race, and Justin is tucked up behind Yeri. Will we have... Well, there will definitely be a first-time world champion, but which Dutchman will it go to? Yeri van Bazel or Luca Rapassa? Luca just a bit far back, on board with the Ferrari. Can he get involved at all? I think Justin will be a bit of a rear gunner for Luca Rapassa. Luca will be desperate to overtake the Ferrari and be going down the straight. Justin will be in that slipstream, tucked up behind the Ferrari. And will he make the move? Will he go down the inside? Will he do what he did to Luca and rear-end him? And a bit of a wobble from Yeri. But on the exit of turn 6, Luca Rapassa has got to get ahead of Justin here. For the second to last time in this race. Down the back straight we go towards turn number 9 for the penultimate time in this race. It's Luca Rapassa who is the challenger this season. He's had the more wins. But all season long, he has been the challenger due to a poor run of form and that pointless outing in Imola and the poor result in Canada. All these minuscule moments in X1 Season 8 prove so decisive for a World Championship. Round turn 16 for the penultimate time as we're on to the final lap of this race. Rapassa has got the fastest lap down the straight towards turn number 1, on board with the McLaren as wide goes Yeri van Bazel. That's probably going to be a track limit warning as Justin is the cork in the bottle between these two. Is it going to be a lunge to the inside for Luca Rapassa? He's got to make the move. He's got to get it. But now, out on the exit of turn number 5, Chris has left the session. He is disconnected. He's got the battery on for Luca Rapassa. He's all tucked up in the slipstream. Inside or outside, which way is he going to go? He's going to stay tucked up. Is he going to try and thread the needle to the outside, to the inside? Goes the Ferrari. Can it be the switchback by Luca Rapassa? Who's going to get the better traction? We're wheel to wheel between the top 2 in the championship. We're going to turn this off. Luca Rapassa is now alongside his championship rival. Towards turn number 9 we go. This is for the championship. They're 3 wide towards turn number 9. Round the outside goes Luca Rapassa. Can he take the championship? On the inside goes the Ferrari. The Ferrari takes the lead. Luca Rapassa and Yeri van Bazel are wheel to wheel. Luca Rapassa's got the lead of the race. As it stands at the moment, it's going to be the championship for Luca Rapassa on the final lap of the race. In turn 9, it's Luca Rapassa who has got the lead of the race. And now, at this moment, McLaren will be ecstatic through turn number 16 for the first time in EX. No, it's not. Who's got the fastest lap? The fastest lap will be decisive. Luca Rapassa has got it. Luca Rapassa's the champion. Luca Rapassa, world champion for the first time in EXA. They finish level on points, but due to countback, it's Luca Rapassa as your world champion of Season 7. It's a top three all Dutch but it's Luca Rapassa, if I'm not wrong, as your world champion. P2 scores 20, P3 scored 18. Luca Rapassa got the extra point for pole position. So, going into the race, the gap was 3. Based on the points, P2 is 20 points, P3 is 18. That's another 2 points gained for Luca Rapassa, and he got the fastest lap, which means it is the championship on countback for Luca Rapassa. And all that was in at 2.5 tenths of a second, which has decided the World Championship. Here we... What an end to this amazing, outstanding, cinematic Season 7 in ExA X1. It's ended up with the challenger of Luca Rapassa, who is victorious in the championship. The fastest lap decided it all. We was talking about pre-race, how the fastest lap could be so crucial, how the pole position point is so crucial. Pole position has won Luca Rapassa this world championship. What a race, what a season. Luca Rapassa is champion of the world. What a season. Everyone in the stream, stay tuned. We have got donuts coming up for the season, to round off 2024. And Leo, just to tell me that Rapassa got the championship by 3 milliseconds. What a season! And it's all over. What a season. What a finale. I can't believe what I've witnessed. Indeed, Cal. Indeed. Absolute cinema. We are now ready for the donuts. I don't think it's helped. I don't think the SC helped. I think if anything, the safety car helped Yeri, because Yeri had the older tyres, and how close this league is, one lap is so crucial. In all the controversy, everyone's thinking, congratulations, Luca Rapassa. You are the world champion of X1 Season 7. And obviously the 5 laps will go on, but we will have donuts to begin. These are not donuts. What an end to the season, and all the drivers doing their donuts. Luca Rapassa deservingly getting to do the donuts as we crown ourselves a maiden champion. The ghosting gets rid of the smoke. Riley, it would have been better if we had ghosting off. That was the wrong exclamation mark there, Rolly. There you go. This is the career mode spot for the donuts. Thank you all for joining. And thank you all for watching this incredible season. There's 4 of the many drivers who have participated over the season. May only be my second race here, but I think I got the best 2 races to watch. Grazie ragazzi, and ciao bella. From myself, Rolly, Chaz, ExA, and everyone involved. Thank you all for watching. Sayonara.